All right, well, welcome back to the Graphics Pro Theater here. We are here at GPX Charlotte. I'm sitting here with Lisa Potts from Lisa Potts Designs. Lisa, a couple days removed here from Start Here Academy, right? The actual event, I think, as a whole, and you see the big signs around, talking to people throughout this, so I think it kind of kept going. But so I've been able to ask Stan and Eve, and so I want to ask you the same question. We've had a couple days to kind of digest it all, so to speak, right? What's been kind of some takeaways for you? What kind of stood out? What new feelings do you get from what we've been able to do over the course of these 3 days here?
I think it's been really inspiring and rewarding to be able to speak at Start Here Academy and discuss with these individuals who are maybe just getting started out, or they want to pivot their business, or they just need a little bit more help. I think what was really great is throughout the speakers, we all shared different things.
Yeah.
So we were able to kind of give a really complete, rounded view of some of the things that we need for our businesses, with Eve and getting started and some of the tips, and Stan with just move forward and find a need. And I tried to focus on moving forward, but then I just did a really heavy social media emphasis that I really enjoy doing. So it's been great to kind of see that progress throughout the show and have more conversations and get more in depth about specific areas where we can grow on social media, or how do we really set boundaries or find the right resources. So it's been great to just see that snowball as we continue on through the show.
Yeah, I agree. So as kind of we were running up to it, as you're getting prepared for this event, what was kind of the thing that you really hoped that people would take away most from what you were able to present to people?
I think one of the things I hope to take away most was, one, to continue to be authentic in your business, to understand that in our market and through social media, we've really expanded, like I mentioned before, how the news cycle has gone from 24-hour. The marketing aspect and the social aspect has moved from just looking at a finished product and the sale that I have to here are some aspects of my business. People want to buy into a brand. They want to buy into a cause. So I think I really wanted to emphasize how businesses could do that, and how we could do these small little steps with our social media to really give more of a look of who we are and who we represent, rather than just our finished product. Yeah, I love that. That's fantastic. So, all right, obviously it was an amazing event. Lots of things were great. Like every event, like everything really in life, right? There's always a few challenges, a few things you got to overcome. So we had a couple of technical challenges. So will you sing the corn song for us? Oh my gosh.
No?
We could just watch the recording for that,
okay. All right. I had to try.
We have to roll with the punches.
That's right. And that was the other thing that just stood out to me, throughout, right? Everybody just, because of the fact that it was a community there to do a certain thing, right? To bring a voice to those folks that maybe sometimes are a little underserved because they're getting started, right? They don't know what they don't know yet. And so with everybody having that intention, I think that just made it work. So as you've been growing and becoming an influencer, I've said that to you several times throughout this weekend, and I can just sense you kind of cringe a little bit, not in a negative way, but right, you don't always feel that that's what we're doing. But as you've grown this, right, what's the most exciting part about it for you?
I would say the most exciting part is to see tangible or real people that have watched my videos and have benefited from it. When you sit in front of a camera and you go through, I mean, if you look at just the average person, I watch a ton of videos on YouTube and I never comment. I never say, hey, that was really great, and maybe I should. So I get, the occasional comment, oh, this was so helpful, thank you so much. But it's been extremely humbling, honestly, to come here and to have people come up to me like, hey, I watched your videos and this helped. And knowing that something that I put out just because I thought it was cool has helped grow businesses. And I had someone come up to me and just show me a project on their phone and say, hey, look at this. And I knew exactly what video she watched and how she got there. And so it's been so rewarding to be even a small part in this growth of these businesses, because when you're starting out, everything is so intimidating. And the things that you and I know and are like base knowledge is all new to them. So being able to kind of just open up that door and say, hey, here's where you start, and just watching them flourish has been so cool and rewarding to see in person too.
So you cover a lot of ground, right? You did different things that you work on, but I think one of the big things that at least from my vantage point, my perspective, is I see you obviously doing a lot with the laser, with the Glowforge, right? So, and I don't know if it's scary or if it's maybe a little bit more complex than some of the other decorating methods, but what have you seen in that, right? How I don't know, I mean, you're shooting a laser, it seems a little scary, right? How do you help people over that fear?
Right? So that's actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to start my channel, is because you go from your apparel decorating industry and everything's like, for the most part, controlled. You have your vinyl cutter, you weed your vinyl, you have your printer, you just put your heat press down and you're all good. But then when you bring in a machine that has a really big warning label, and hey, if you don't do this right, your house can burn down, and hey, if you do this one material, like, you can put out toxic fumes, like, have a great forever nap. It gets really intimidating. And so I had to show people that the transition from a laser is not that big of a jump. And I think that with Glowforge, it was a great sweet spot because their user interface is really easy.
Okay.
The machine is small. It's a desktop laser. You don't have to get your house like re-set up with electrical. So instead of having to invest like $10,000-$20,000 at the end of the day with all this stuff, you have this desktop laser that you can easily just kind of transition to and see if it's worth it. So with my channel, I was able to kind of serve as like a translator in a way, like, hey, this is what we know, and this is how it moves over to Glowforge. Here are the things that work really well. Here are the things that you have to look out for. And really, like most learning processes, it's almost like a formula. You find the formula, you figure it out, and then you can build up from there and move up. So that was the need that I recognized and I was able to do, and it's been working out really well. And people have been able to like get the confidence. Like, my mission is just to empower people to move up, empower them to know Glowforge, maybe find out it's not for them. Or I've had so many people move up, use their Glowforge, do so well that they move to bigger machines. But they would have never made that jump if they hadn't had that baby step.
Yeah, I love that. Wow, incredible. All right, we'll ask Nick to go ahead and put the earmuffs on, but what are you going to buy at the show?
Oh.
What do you want to buy at the show?
Well, I would love to buy more space in my house, but that's not going to work. I think I'm going to buy some more laser wood. I mean, Caesar doesn't have that vinyl cutter available for purchase yet, so I can't quite buy it yet. I don't
Well,
know.
All right, you just brought that up then. So I have talked a little bit to Patrick, but I've been pretty busy, so I haven't even had a chance to go see it yet. What is it?
So Caesar has come out, and please forgive me if I don't get all the details right. I don't,
You know more than me, so.
So they have their Juliet vinyl cutter. So it's really cool. It's I always go for the look, so it's really beautiful looking. But it runs off of Wi-Fi on there. It's got their own design software. I think it's Leonardo or Da Vinci. I can't remember which name it was. It's Leonardo. They have their own design software, but it's quiet, efficient. And one thing that I love is it has a true 12-inch cutting area. The head goes into the machine. So with other, not laser cutters, vinyl cutters, the head actually, there's actually a discrepancy if you're not actually cutting 12 inches. Right? I got a gasp up here. So it's really awesome. There's a bunch of other things that are really, really cool about it. I'm very much looking forward to their design software. But I can't wait to get my hands on one.
All right, I love it. All right, so what's next for Lisa Potts Designs, Lisa Potts Enterprises, World Takeover?
Well, short term, I'll be in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina next week for the Everything Embroidery Market. I'm teaching a couple classes there. Long term, like many people here, I'm still doing that side hustle life. So I'll be working my day job, but I'm also working on building out courses and different materials that will help people grow. Hopefully we'll see some of that soon.
Absolutely. You just mentioned, you still living that side hustle life, right? There was a quote that Eva shared from her grandfather that, I knew it stood out to you too because you talked about it. So can you share that with folks?
Don't leave a steady paycheck for an unsteady income. So, paraphrasing, but don't leave a steady paycheck.
Awesome.
And so, you get that paycheck every 2 weeks, you know what's happening.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it as long as you can.
Get to it. Because actually in the audience, at Start Here Academy, somebody had asked me, when did you know it was time to move up, right? And her answer was, when the business paid for it. I mean, we love people coming out here, right? We want them to buy stuff like that. That's kind of what we're here to do. But at the same time, we want them to be successful so they come back next year. And so, good advice. Awesome. All right. Well, just in case people need to find you and they, for whatever reason, haven't found you yet, crazy thought, but where can they connect with you?
I made it very simple. It's Lisa Potts Designs on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Awesome. Awesome. So great to see you. I will see you next week.
See you next week.